do a hand-to-hand switch, which requires some coordination between the left and right sides of the body, and also because the weights shifting around, there's a lot of core involved, especially trying to go kind of fast, not trying to be slow, even though I'm kind of exhausted from the previous movement. Hello, everybody, at uh, a gym today. It's a gym that I've been going to more regularly as of late. This location has a swimming pool, and I plan on swimming a lot today after the end of the workout. But before I do some swimming, I want to do some sled and kettlebell circuits. At least that's what my initial plan is. I kind of want to do some farmer carries and stuff too. Um, but yeah, essentially rack up some volume on the sled because the sled's a really easy way to put a lot of weight on the sled, and then just moving it around has the whole body kind of having to experience all the weight that's on the sled. So there's a lot of volume that I can rack up on the entire body using the sled, and then using kettlebell complexes just to keep the heart rate going and keep the muscles involved in a different way than the sled. Um, but yeah, starting off with sled push. And while I'm trying to give all this reasoning behind what I'm doing today, the main point is I need to work out, and no one thing feels too sore, and no one thing feels too underworked to where I can come up with an idea of anything specialized to do. And so the main thing is I want to get my full body involved, uh, but not go easy. So one of the ways I can do that is using the sled because it's a full body movement and I can put a lot of weight on it. And then with the kettlebell movements, I'm able to challenge my core, my coordination, and just stuff like that. And by doing all of that, I'm able to stay active, burn a bunch of calories, and stay fit. So after sled push and reverse sled, drag, going to do a kettlebell complex. So starting off with a tactical clean, shoulder press, snatch, windmill, and repeat. So with the clean and press, and then the snatch, training some shoulders and explosiveness of the shoulder, and then also the tactical clean forces me to do a hand-to-hand switch, which requires some coordination between the left and right sides of the body, and also because the weights shifting around, there's a lot of core involved, especially while doing the windmill, and also stabilizers in the shoulder involved while doing the windmill. Oh, oh. I'm going for 4 on each. I don't know why different kettlebell brands make their handle to, or like the window between the handle and the weight so different. Like this one's a lot harder on the forearms than this one. In any case, with the 70-pound kettlebell, so the other one was an 18 kilogram kettlebell, and this one is 70 pounds, which is 32 kg. Is going to do 10 kettlebell swings. So yeah, doing this for now. Probably going to stick to reverse and forward sled for the next sled thing as well, but change up the complexes a little bit. So I've gone considerably heavier on the sled. I think in the previous clip I was at 3 plates, now I'm up to 6 plates. And this is my fourth set of the second circuit. But pretty much, like I said earlier, starting off with reverse sled and sled push. Pretty much going heavier to make matters more difficult, and as a result, make the workout more intense. The length of the turf at this gym is also pretty long, so it makes things a lot more difficult. Though the turf itself is a little smoother than the other locations that I've been to, and the sled seems to glide along a little bit more smoothly than at the other gyms I go to. Another big thing with the sled is, especially the fact that I do it with barefoot feel shoes. Like I feel all my toes get stretched on each circuit, and as a result, I feel like my calves getting a lot of work too. And pretty much even while pushing the sled, like my chest has to stay in a stretched position and there's constant tension on it. In any case, for the kettlebell portion of things, doing a complex, so doing 3 deadlifts, single-handed, switch sides, then 3 rows, and then 3 kettlebell push presses on each side. Using the 70-pound kettlebell, by the way. So yeah, doing that complex along with the sled for now. Going to do, well, that was my fourth set, so I might just end it there. And on to the next thing. This next thing is going to be a rather long set of movements, but kind of wanted to do something difficult to kind of end off. So I've gone a little lighter on the sled, and but going to do the sled for a lot longer. So starting off with forward sled drag. So I find this movement to be a little easier cardiovascularly than the sled push. Um, and also with this movement, I feel like I'm able to uh, I don't know, use my legs slightly different as opposed to a sled push, and uh, that different kind of contraction is, I don't know, something that just feels kind of nice on my toes and calves. The core, hamstrings, and glutes work as well, but I just like uh, the way the balls of the feet feel while dragging the sled behind me as I am right now. Then going back to the other side and doing lateral sled drags, so hitting a little bit of outer glute and core. Another thing about the sled is that there's only a concentric phase. There's no eccentric phase to the sled. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say in a dumbbell press, once you press the dumbbell, you spend some effort lowering down the weight, which is slowly lengthening the muscle, which is the eccentric phase. But with sled type of movements, you don't necessarily have to do an eccentric phase. It's just constant concentrics. So like I'm constantly like pushing off the foot. I never have to like slowly lengthen it. And the lengthening part of any exercise is usually what contributes more to soreness on a day-to-day basis. And so since the sled doesn't have any space, you're able to do sled on back-to-back days and rack up a lot of volume and calories burnt while being a lot less sore day to day. And because of the amount of weight you can handle on the sled, it usually leads to a pretty good growth response, even in the absence of an eccentric phase. Then, for the next movement, doing farmer carry. Walking one way with the left hand, and I'll walk back with the right. A lot of core at play here, and then the hand holding the farmer walk bar has a lot of shoulders and core involved. And for the final movement, so there is a machine right by the sled area, actually a rope climbing machine. I have it on the second last resistance, which is 6, and I'm going to do this for a minute. Trying to go kind of fast, not trying to be slow, even though I'm kind of exhausted from the previous movements in the circuit. That was my fourth set. Going to do one more before I go to the swimming pool and then also the sauna. I want to record an outro, but I may not have time for it. If that's the case, this is the end of today's video. See you all tomorrow.